Welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how I made these pineapple chocolate donuts. You're going to need a good quality silicone donut mold. I'll be linking the one I used down below. We're going to be adding a little bit of chocolate to the mold and make sure to cover all of the sides with the spoon. We're going to start with a thin coat of chocolate and then we're going to let it harden in the fridge and we're going to add a second coat. Make sure that you tap your mold very well to remove any air bubbles and to make sure that everything is covered. Okay, so now you're gonna wanna clean the edges with a knife and place the mold in the fridge to let it harden. And then we're gonna start with our pineapples. Right now I'm using some pineapple rings and we're gonna make sure to pat dry them really well. Once that chocolate hardens, you're gonna wanna give another coat to the edges just because we're gonna be taking them out and you want that to be very sturdy. Once you give this coat, you're also gonna want to put some chocolate in the middle nipple, I would say, and make sure that that hardens very well. Make sure that that's very covered. Once it comes out, you're gonna clean that up, so don't worry about it. Now I'm adding my dried pineapples into my mold. And then we're gonna be covering with some chocolate. This is one of my favorite treats to make and to eat because they're so tasty. But I will say that they do last about 2 to 3 days. So make sure that this is one of the last things that you make if you're gonna be selling them or if you're gonna be using them for a party. And make sure to refrigerate them. Okay, so right here I'm just covering the pineapples with some chocolate and make sure that you don't add too much because then it will overflow. Don't worry if it looks too messy right now, it's fine, you're gonna clean it up after. Just make sure that you place these in the fridge for about 5 minutes. Make sure that it's really hard so you don't get fingerprints on your chocolate. Right here I'm using gloves, so I would really suggest you wearing gloves if you're dealing with some chocolates to avoid all the fingerprints and the melting. As you guys can see, I cut off the middle part and now I'm just cleaning the edges. If you're really careful, you can avoid all of this mess just by adding the right amount of chocolate. But of course, I went a little bit overboard, so I'm just cleaning it up. Okay, so now I'm using a little bit of modeling chocolate so we can decorate the top. I wanted it to kind of look like a regular donut with sprinkles, so that's what I'm doing here. Make sure that you're using a really sharp knife and you're gonna want to go around it kind of to mimic the drip of the chocolate. Right here I'm just adding a small hole in the middle for the donut. So right here, I'm just adding it on top of my mold, making sure that everything's smooth. You're gonna wanna go with your palms and smooth out the top. And this is gonna stick on with some chocolate or some water. In this case, I used water. But first I wanted to get the shape. I wanted to make sure that it was very smooth. I would suggest you wearing gloves just because it's so much easier. But you can also do it with your hands. I used purple fondant, pink fondant, and darker pink. And you guys, this was such a fun theme. I don't know, I had so much fun making this. I thought it was so cute. Right here, I added a little bit of water with this fan brush. And I'll be tagging the brushes down below just because it comes with a pack of small brushes and it really comes in handy. Right here, I'm just showing you how I made the sprinkles, and I did this with, I think, like 4 different colors. And I did do them ahead of time, so they were harder. This was just for presentation, but you guys can see I have them right there. They already dried and stuff, so they were easier to use. I also made the sprinkles a little bit bigger, but you can make them as small and as thin as you'd like. I used my steamer to make the fondant sticky on top, and that made it so much easier for me to stick the sprinkles on. So right here I'm just sticking on the bow with a little bit of water. And this bow, I forgot to show you guys how I made it, but it was just a mold, and I'll be linking it down below if you guys want to use it. Now I wanted to paint the bows gold, and this is the gold that I'm using. I'll be linking it down below. And I mixed that with some lemon extract. Mix that very well until you get a paint-like consistency. And it also helps if you keep using the same bowl for the gold, just because it's really hard to clean. Take your time with this step so you don't paint on the sprinkles or the donuts like I did right here. I was debating whether to leave the bow yellow or paint it gold. I went with the gold and I did not regret it. I thought it looked so cute. I made 12 pineapple ring donuts in total. So I'll try to find the link for the box that I used in case anybody is interested. I think I got them on Amazon. Right here I just went in with a smaller brush, and I will be linking it too because they come in handy. This is how they turned out. What do you guys think? I thought they were so beautiful and they're so delicious. For better tasting donuts, I would use modeling chocolate instead of fondant, but that's up to you guys. I would make them 2-3 days before pickup max, just to ensure freshness, and make sure that you keep them refrigerated. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. I'll see you on the